Crabbing has long been a favourite family tradition here on the Yorkshire coast, but when people don't follow the rules and guidelines while doing it and leave crab lines behind, this can have a negative environmental impact on our coastline. As a watchkeeper in Whitby Harbour, I see this impact on a regular basis. This video is designed to help you understand the impact of irresponsible crabbing in the harbour. So what problems do discarded crab lines cause in the harbour? 1. They entangle in boat propellers, which can cause expensive damage. 2. They entangle in harbour infrastructure, which can cause problems for me and my colleagues. 3. Wildlife can be endangered if it gets caught up in them. Coming up are some photos for evidence. I took some time out to speak to relevant parties in Whitby to get their view on the subject. I am here outside Whitby Gift Shop on St Anne's Stave that they sell affordable souvenirs like hats, shoes, home decor, kitchenware, goth type gifts, sweets and postcards amongst many other things, but one of their main product lines is crab lines and buckets. Now I came here yesterday to speak to owner Tina, and she has the following message for people who wish to come to Whitby and enjoy crabbing. Crabbing is a lovely fun family activity in Whitby. I, along with other parties like the council, would love for people to keep up this lovely tradition, but please do it responsibly with the environment in mind. So that's the message from the owner of Whitby Gift Shop. Please visit them on St Anne's Stave, where you can buy all manner of interesting, unique and amazing gifts. As I said earlier, one of the things that crab lines can potentially do is damage boats by fouling their props and getting tangled in their mooring ropes. So I'm here down at Whitby Marina to talk to Julian Didelot, who is a local boat owner and owns a party boat which takes paying customers on board for trips out to sea. So I'm here to get his thoughts on what crab lines can do to boats in the harbour. So what kind of damage can crab lines do to boats?
Well, last summer, the damage is incurred normally when you moor up adjacent to the piers and the mooring lines in the dock end. Last summer we must have cut 15 or 20 down in one weekend, because singularly they're not such a problem. You can see them and do something about it, but when you get quite a few wrapped round, then the heat of the propeller melts it and turns it into one thick band of choline, and then you've got serious problems. But
yeah, how much? So how much, if that happened, then how much could that cost you in terms of damage to the propeller and stuff like that?
Well, you'd have to be a bit remiss in allowing it to get to that stage. Normally, what we do when we're pulling into where people are quite rightly enjoying bringing their families and the children crabbing, because it's a great thing nice to do. When we see them hanging down, the problem is when people have gone home and they've left them abandoned. Yeah. Then we'll either take them off and wrap them up and put them where children can come and enjoy them, or we'll cut them if they look like being in danger of drifting across where boats are mooring.
Yeah. How badly could it affect your business if in the charter boat industry, if your boat was taken out of action because of damage to the boat via crab lines?
Well, that probably would be non-existent. The damage to the vessel and the prop and the running gear would be if you came across a tow out at sea and you weren't aware, and that's down to really not the experienced fishermen which have worked out the harbour for years and years, but the amateur that doesn't know the depth of line needed for different tides. So with regard to the harbour side, and where children are fishing and using the facilities to crab line, that would be non-existent, because the vessels that moor up there, if they see there's a danger, they cut them down if they've been abandoned. But I think the biggest problem with them is they do look unsightly, and but I can't ever see them being a problem to vessels that moor up, because if you have a problem with that kind of issue, you probably shouldn't be running a vessel.
Yeah. What would you say to people who want to go crablining in Whitby?
Enjoyed, fabulous thing to do. Good to get the kids out of the bedroom off the bloody computers. Lovely thing to do.
So you would say come to Whitby and enjoy crabbing, but...
Well, when you've had a lovely day crabbing in Whitby, which we welcome you, have the decency and the responsibility to take the crab line out of the water, because they do look unsightly and they do sort of hang around the infrastructure looking untidy. So if you've had a lovely day with your family in Whitby, which we welcome you here, take your crab line homes with you or give them to someone else who can enjoy the use of them.
Julian owns a Starr in the Harbour, a boating experience tailored to meet you and your family's and friends' needs. Great experience and outstanding food. Julian's business always gets fantastic reviews. Please visit the Facebook page A Starr in the Harbour for more information. Paul Hobson, owner of Whitby Coastal Cruises, had this to say: "My biggest problem is when they are laid around the quayside near my boats and they get jammed around mooring ropes. When I try to pull them in, sometimes the line winds the rope around the propeller and goes into the vessel's cutlass bearing. The cutlass bearing turns the vessel's propeller." Whitby Coastal Cruises operate a number of boats from Whitby. These include coastal cruises, which include evening sailings and whale watching trips. They also operate harbour tours and pre-booked fishing trips. The fishing trips are aboard a boat called the Coastal Fisher. Please visit their Facebook or www.whitbycoastalcruises.com to find out more. They always get great reviews. Crab lines can also endanger local wildlife. Check out this story about two swans that almost drowned at Sturt Pond, Milford, Lymington, on the Hampshire coast. 3 years ago they became entangled in crab line that had been discarded, but luckily they were saved by a passerby who alerted the RSPCA. This article and the pictures came from the New Millington Advertiser and the Lymington Times. So we've talked about the damage that crab lines can do in the harbour environment, but what about the crabs themselves? How can our actions affect the ecology of the marine life in the harbour and our coastal area? NIFCA are the North Eastern Inshore Fisheries and Conservation Authority, and the authority is responsible for managing the exploitation of sea fisheries resources within its area of jurisdiction. This includes all animals and plants which habitually live or are cultivated in the sea. Now I'm here down at Kiddie's Corner, one of the most popular crabbing spots in Whitby, and down here they've handily put 3 signs on which there is an easy to follow crabbing code of conduct. And that is their way of getting us to help them protect the harbour and coastal environment. So let's take a quick look at that signage in more detail. The Crabbing Code of Conduct. Do. Change your water regularly to avoid stress. Only keep the crabs in sea water. Do. Remove any crabs who are fighting. Male crabs tend to be more aggressive than females. Do. Remember to take all your equipment and rubbish home with you. Don't leave it behind. Do. Go crabbing. Don't put too many crabs in one bucket, only keep 5 crabs per bucket. Don't keep them all day long, return them to the sea. Don't store your bucket in the sun. Crabbing is permitted in most areas around the harbour, however it is not permitted along New Quay Road where boats are moored, except Kiddie's Corner. Some areas of the harbour are not for authorised access, like pontoons and quaysides. Please check for signage regarding these rules, which can be enforced by harbour staff. So my message is simple: come to Whitby and enjoy a spot of crabbing, but please do it responsibly. Thank you for watching, ladies and gents. Please share this video to your friends and family. I hope we can all work together to enjoy Whitby and the Yorkshire coastline whilst keeping it clean and tidy. For more of my content, please visit my channels: YouTube, Ewan3810, Facebook, Ewan Cam the Whitby Vlogger.